In this lab demo, we will discuss about installing VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions and deploy solution instance. VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions is a plugin for VMware Cloud Director. As a service provider, you can offer your tenants an integrated solution which allow tenants to operate and manage data as a service across private, cloud, and sovereign clouds. By using the VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions, tenant can deploy data solution instance in the data center. In this lab demo, we will install and configure Data Solution version 1.2. As part of the prerequisites, we have already installed and configured the CSE server. Before we set up VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions, we must install the plugin in VMware Cloud Director. VMware Cloud Director extension for data solution is distributed as an ISO package, and we can download it from the VMware Customer Connect portal. For the purpose of this lab demo, we have already downloaded ISO package in our lab. Let's go ahead and mount the Data Solution ISO package. Let's click on Mount. As we can see that the ISO package is mounted on the F drive. Let's launch a command prompt. Let's go to the F drive. Let's run the command to install the VMware Cloud Director extension for Data Solution plugin. To download the VMware Cloud Director certificate, we can run the windows.run.exe get certificate command. --host is the fkdn of VMware Cloud Director instance, and -o is the download path for the certificate. To trust the VMware Cloud Director certificate, we can run the command windows.run.exe trust. We must specify the fkdn, username, and password for the VMware Cloud Director instance, and we must specify the --, certificate -file with the path of VMware Cloud Director certificate. We will run windows.run.exe create instance command to install the Data Solution plugin and disable previous UI plugin version. The parameter -input -delete -previous UI plugin -version is equal to false will disable any older version of the UI plugin. Let's run the windows.run.exe get certificate command to download the certificate. And for that, let's copy this command. Let's paste the command. We see the certificate of our VMware Cloud Director instance. Let's run the windows.run.exe trust command to trust the VMware Cloud Director certificate. Let's paste the command. Let's hit enter. We see that it's adding solution add-on certificate to the Cloud Director trusted store. Let's run the windows.run.exe create instance command to install the VMware Cloud Director extension for Data Solution plugin. Let's paste the command. Let's hit enter. As we can see that it's creating solution and solution instance entity. The old plugin has been disabled and the new UI plugin has been enabled. We can see that data solution instance are being created. As we can see that we have successfully created DS1 instance. Let's minimize the window and let's log into the provider portal with administrator credentials. Let's click on More. Let's click on Customize Portal to list all the available plugins in VMware Cloud Director. When we scroll down, we see the Data Solution plugin version 1.2.0 installed and enabled. Let's click on Administration. Under Certificate Management, let's click on Trusted Certificate. As we can see that the certificate has been added to the VMware Cloud Director Trusted Certificate. Let's click on More. Let's click on Data Solution plugin. To configure the VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions, let's click on Start and configure the container registry. Container registry are the collection of repositories which manages the Docker images. When we add container registry to the VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions, they are registered with the VMware Cloud Director. Under host, we can see that the default container registry is registry.tanzu.vmware.com. By default, the packages are downloaded from the VMware Harbor registry for Tanzu. In air-gapped environment, the service provider has to manually download the data solution operator package images from the VMware Harbor registry and upload it to the local Harbor registry. Let's go ahead and update the credential for the user account. Before we configure the VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions, the service provider must create a user account in VMware Harbor registry for Tanzu. Let's click on Manage Credentials. Let's go ahead and update the credential of the user account. Let's enter the password. Let's click on Save. Under Repositories, we can see the warning message, Packages in missing state must be resolved with the valid repository location. Please click the triple dot menu to update the packages. We can see the version number are missing for MongoDB and MongoDB community. So let's go ahead and update the missing packages. Let's click on Update. Let's click on Save. Let's click on Update. And let's click on Save. Since we have completed the initial configuration, let's click on Return to Onboard. On the Data Solution dashboard, we can see the solution statistic, available solutions, and container instances. Let's click on Solutions. We can see the list of supported solution in VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions version 1.2. VMware SQL with MySQL, VMware SQL with Postgres, MongoDB, MongoDB Community, VMware RabbitMQ. Tenant user can start creating instances of these data solutions once it is published. So let's go ahead and publish these solutions to the tenants. Let's select VMware SQL with Postgres solution and click on Publish. As a service provider, you can select the tenant organization to which you want to publish the solution. Let's select Tenant A and Tenant B organization. Let's click on Publish. Let's select the MongoDB solution and publish it to the tenants. Let's select Tenant A and Tenant B and click on Publish. Let's select VMware RabbitMQ solution and publish it to the tenants. Let's select Tenant A and Tenant B and click on Publish. Let's click on Resources. Let's connect to the Tenant A organization. Let's click on Administration. Let's click on Roles. For the purpose of this lab demo, we will clone the Kubernetes cluster author role. Let's click on Kubernetes cluster author role. Let's click on Clone. Let's enter Data Solution Operator as the role name. Let's enable the Modify Selected Type toggle. Let's scroll down. You can always refer the VMware Cloud Director extension for data solution documentation, which has the list of user role and the rights. Let's click on Save. Now let's assign Data Solution Operator role to the existing user. Let's click on Users. Let's select TKG-author user and click Edit. Let's click on Edit. From the available drop-down menu, select the Data Solution Operator role that we just created. Let's click on Save. Let's log into the tenant portal using TKG-author credentials. Let's click on More. Let's click on Kubernetes Container Cluster. In this lab, we have already pre-created TKG cluster and will use the cluster to deploy the data solution instance. Let's open the data solution dashboard. Let's click on More. Let's click on Data Solutions. On the Solutions tab, we can see the list of solutions that are published by the service provider. Let's click on Kubernetes operator. When we click on the Kubernetes operator, we see the list of TKG cluster. We see the TKG-1 cluster that we had deployed in the tenant A organization. Also, we can see that operator status is inactive. To run the VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions in Kubernetes cluster, we must install Data Solution Operator on this cluster. Data Solution Operator can install, upgrade, and or update the data solution instance on behalf of the user. So let's go ahead and install the operator on TKG-1 cluster. So let's click on Install Operator. To enable the Kubernetes cluster for data solution deployment, a data solution operator will be installed on this cluster. Let's click on OK. We see that Kubernetes operator is being installed and the current status is pending. Kubernetes operator is now installed on the TKG cluster and it's in active state, and the operator version is 1.1.0. Let's click on Solutions. These solutions are available to deploy on TKG cluster. Let's click on Launch to deploy VMware SQL with MySQL. Let's enter MySQL DS as the instance name. Let's leave the TKG-1 cluster selected. TKG-1 cluster is available because we have installed Kubernetes operator. If you don't install the operator on this cluster, then the TKG cluster won't be available for the selection. We see the solution version is 1.6.2. Let's enter the password for the default user, which is MySQL app user, and reconfirm the same. The solution template are the predefined resource configuration with CPU, memory, storage that tenant user can select while deploying the solution instances. Based on the workload, we can select the solution template with the appropriate size. So if the application requires a large database, in that case, we can select MySQL large template with 8 CPU, 32 GB of RAM, and 1000 GB of storage. Let's select MySQL minimal solution template. Let's click on Show Advanced Settings. Under Advanced Settings, we can enable high availability for the data solution instance. We can enable Export Service by Load Balancer to allocate an external IP for the MySQL service. Based on your used case, we can modify the PVC policy either to retain or delete the persistent volume. Since this is a lab environment, let's leave the PVC policy to the default. The delete reclaim policy delete the persistent volume, and retain policy will retain the persistent volume. Under Manifest Editor, we can modify the YAML file to further customize the solution instance. You can always refer the documentation link for more information. Let's click on Create. The solution instance is being created and it's in preparing state. Let's select the MySQL DS instance. Under Overview tab, we can see the IP address and the port number where tenant user can connect to access the database. We can see the solution name and associated engine version, that is 8.0.29. Let's click on Resource Details. As we can see that the solution instance is available and it's in running state. Let's click on Back. Now let's connect to the TKG cluster using SSH. So let's launch SSH. When we run the list command, we see the kubeconfig file of the cluster that we had uploaded previously. Now let's go ahead and list the pod in this TKG cluster. And to list the pod, let's run the command kubectl get pods -all -namespaces -kubeconfig and kubeconfig file of the cluster. That is kubeconfig -tkg-1.txt. And let's hit enter. We see a list of all the available pods and the status of the pods. As we can see that the solution instance that we had deployed on TKG cluster is created and it's in running state. In this lab demo, we installed and configured VMware Cloud Director extension for data solutions and deployed the solution instance on the TKG cluster. We hope you found this information helpful and informative. Thank you for watching.